Autobots secure Clampdown in a vault. The team finds Steeljaw and his sidekicks stealing nuclear fuel rods, sparking a battle. Steeljaw sets the reactor to meltdown, taking Strongarm hostage as Thunderhoof claims Grimlock is gone. Grimlock reappears, clobbers the cons, and Steeljaw escapes with the fuel rods the Autobots carry unconscious foes outside, and Strongarm releases Clampdown to help shut down the plant via a backup panel. Steeljaw meets Stuntwing at a Shadow Zone portal but refuses to surrender the rods. Back at the cave, Denny laments the relaxation alcove's conversion into Decepticon cells. Bumblebee and Motormaster are both frustrated with their team's lack of progress. Bumblebee dismisses Strongarm and sideswipes reassurances, ordering Fix-It to accelerate work on the combiner process while imposing stricter discipline Motormaster plots to lure the Autobots into a trap. Later, the Autobots drive down the road with Bumblebee keeping tight formation. Grimlock rides on a trailer, unsure of his usefulness, while Strongarm intercepts a CB transmission from a trucker who was run off the road by the Stunticon's Fix-It's machinery fails when his plasmatic capacitor overloads, leaving the combiner process unusable. The team rescues the truck, following tire marks left by the Stunticons. Sideswipe complains about Bumblebee's strict control. Meanwhile, Heatseeker and Slashmark suggest combining into Heatmark, but Motormaster insists on his plan. The Stunticons merge into Menasor, swinging his sword and scattering the Autobots. Bumblebee's idea to knock Menasor down a mountainside fails, and the Decepticon heads toward a human base the Autobots pursue. Back at the scrapyard, Denny rigs a substitute plasmatic capacitor, which surprisingly works. Much to Fix-It's skepticism, Bumblebee orders the team to bring the device to the field, noting they'll need a power source. Drift wonders about the satellite dish, and Bumblebee explains it's part of a Cybertronian-based meteor deflection system, which Menasor likely plans to use against the Autobots. Menasor enters the base, easily destroying automated tanks. The Autobots arrive at the outskirts while Fix-It ground bridges in with the combiner equipment. Using tanks as cover, the team drives the equipment to the satellite's power source. Fix-It links the Autobots into Ultra Bee, who strikes Menasor and demands surrender. The Decepticon combiner fights back, exploiting the Autobots' inexperience, but they regroup and knock him aside. Bumblebee directs the team to pull the satellite dish, using it to send Menasor flying. Afterward, the combiner effect fades, the Autobots separate, and human authorities arrive. Back at the scrapyard, the team wonders how the combination worked with the equipment unplugged, leaving Fix-It to puzzle it out. The Autobots are settling into their new cavern home after the Decepticons destroyed the scrapyard, though Strongarm and Sideswipe get stuck trying to squeeze through the same crevice. In freeing themselves, they knock over Grimlock's box, sparking a four-way argument that Fix-It tries to mediate. Bumblebee decides to scout a better base, taking Fix-It with him while ordering the others to stay behind. Driving down a road, they're unknowingly monitored by a drone controlled by Quillfire. They check a quarry, but Bumblebee deems it unsuitable and suggests an abandoned factory. Back in the cave, Sideswipe, feeling stir-crazy, goes out on patrol with Strongarm following. Denny and Russell watch Grimlock tiptoe around Fix-It's imaginary equipment. At the factory, Fix-It's tech detector alerts too late as Quillfire ambushes Bumblebee with a quill. Meanwhile, Sideswipe and Strongarm are trapped in a cargo container manipulated by Clampdown and sent to the subway system. Bumblebee begins recovering and instructs them to topple the container, freeing themselves as the Decepticons give chase. Fix-It splits up the Decepticons, bringing the roof down on Clampdown and Quillfire, then slips past Steeljaw by carving a false Quillfire insignia into a wall. Clampdown and Quillfire free themselves, while Steeljaw returns to find the toppled cargo container. Bumblebee jams his tail against the electrified subway rail, knocking Steeljaw out. Fix-It is grabbed by Clampdown, but an oncoming subway train forces the Decepticons to stand back. Smashing the container, Steeljaw resumes attacking Bumblebee, But Strongarm and Sideswipe use the damaged container to break free and take on Clampdown, and Quillfire Bumblebee regains enough strength to send Steeljaw flying, and another passing train allows the Decepticons to escape. Though frustrated at failing to capture them, Bumblebee praises Strongarm and Sideswipe for their teamwork. Back at the cave, they discover Grimlock has been enlarging it, prompting Sideswipe and Strongarm to immediately claim the same section, leaving the Clays realizing the cavern will need to be expanded. That night, Denny finds Bumblebee guarding the sphere and acting strangely. When Bumblebee accuses him of trying to steal it, they realize the sphere is missing. Strongarm tries to sneak off with it, prompting Bumblebee to tackle her, and soon the rest of the team joins, sparking a chaotic struggle. Grimlock grabs the sphere and runs, with Sideswipe and Strongarm in pursuit, while Denny and Russell follow in Denny's truck. On an elevated highway, possession passes rapidly between Grimlock, Sideswipe, and Strongarm until Springload suddenly appears and escapes with it. Out of range, the Autobots shake off the sphere's influence, and Fix-It warns that opening it could destroy the city. The team races to a particle accelerator, wrapping the sphere in foil to block its emissions. After a final struggle, they subdue Springload, and the sphere shatters back at the scrapyard. They dump the pieces in a compactor, unaware a holographic map flickers briefly before disappearing. In a forest clearing, Dragstrip and Wildbreak discuss a device Dragstrip borrowed from Motormaster, hoping to use it to track Cybertronian technology and earn favor with their boss. Despite Wildbreak's concern that the target is in the middle of a human city, the pair set off to retrieve it. Meanwhile, in the scrapyard, Fix-It searches for parts to build a new Decepticon hunter for Bumblebee, but comes up empty-handed. Following Bumblebee's suggestion, he checks Windblade's caches for confiscated weapons Blur races past, narrowly missing Denny and Russell, and celebrates with Sideswipe after retrieving pistons in record time. The rescue bots want Blur back, but Sideswipe keeps him busy with chores under the guise of training. Feeling sidelined, Bumblebee complains to Denny that he doesn't feel one of the bots. Their conversation is interrupted when Fix-It discovers records of a Decepticon hunter in West Rock, a densely populated island city. Bumblebee decides to take only Strongarm, leaving Blur disappointed. On the way to West Rock, Bumblebee asks Strongarm if the rest of the team considers him cool, but she awkwardly changes the subject. Meanwhile, Dragstrip and Wildbreak track the cache's energy signature to a storage facility. Breaking into a unit, Dragstrip discovers it appears empty until he crashes through the floor, triggering defense systems that briefly freeze him. Wildbreak frees him, and when Bumblebee and Strongarm arrive, they find Wildbreak in vehicle mode attached to a trailer full of tech. Bumblebee tries a cool arrest, but Strongarm calls for backup. Dragstrip uses Wildbreak to disrupt the Autobots' stabilizers, knocking them over, and is pleased with the captured Autobots and cache contents. Just as he contemplates a promotion, Sideswipe, Bumblebee checks on Fix-It's progress with the Combiner. But the Minicon admits he still can't explain how Ultra B formed without equipment. A transmission from Windblade reveals her moon cache, containing a plasma thermal accelerator module. Securing the device becomes the team's top priority, but before B can prep Drift's ship, another vessel appears overhead. Optimus Prime arrives, warning of a grave threat to Earth and Cybertron, and requests Drift's assistance. Sideswipe and Strongarm are eager to volunteer too, though Drift insists on completing their current mission, so Optimus offers help instead. Meanwhile, Slashmark and Wildbreak track Cybertronian tech directly to the scrapyard. While the Minicons load Energon onto Optimus's ship, Sideswipe and Strongarm compete to prove their worth, and Bumblebee discusses the Combiner with Optimus. The ship launches, observed by the Decepticons, who report to Motormaster, prompting an attack in space. During the ensuing battle, a satellite is knocked off orbit. The Stunticons' weapons are disabled, and they head straight for Windblade's cache, with Optimus racing to secure the missile-packed sat. The Autobots land near the Stunticons, and Strongarm and Sideswipe each suggest plans. But Bumblebee insists the team rev up and roll out on the moon. Optimus and Fix-It reach the satellite, but its defenses fire as Fix-It tries to detach the heat shield. The Autobots catch the Stunticon's 4 cars, quickly neutralizing them, though Motormaster ambushes them with missiles before racing toward Windblade's cache drag strip follows, curious about the tech. At the cache, Motormaster fails to penetrate the force field, so the Stunticons merge into Menasor, blasting the Autobots with the plasma module. The team attempts to combine but initially fails, with Strongarm and Sideswipe resuming their bickering until Bumblebee intervenes. Successfully combined, Ultra Bee intercepts Menasor, destroys the plasma module, and separates the Stunticons as their components rebel. Optimus and Fix-It finish disabling the satellite just before atmospheric entry. Back on Earth, the Stunticons are secured in stasis pods, and Strongarm and Sideswipe accept drift. Steeljaw's pack moves through the wilderness, guided by their mysterious benefactors, and reaches a clearing where a Shadow Zone ground bridge opens, a Minicon emerges, and through the portal, Soundwave orders the Decepticons to prepare for arrival on Earth, or face consequences. Back at the Autobots' cave base, Grimlock grows bored while on monitor duty, reporting to Bumblebee that the others haven't returned with supplies. Deciding to explore for fossils, he misses 5 Decepticon signals appearing on the monitors. Fix-It, Denny, and Russell arrive with the supplies and alert Bumblebee, who reprimands Grimlock upon his return for failing to balance work and play. The Autobots set out to investigate and find the Decepticons digging a pit at a nuclear waste disposal site. Bumblebee orders a flank attack, but Underbite spots them, sparking a chaotic fight. Grimlock hesitates to tail swipe, allowing Underbite to toss him, while Clampdown unearths a barrel of nuclear waste. Steeljaw pulls Bumblebee into the pit and orders Clampdown to transport the waste, escaping before the Autobots can intervene. Sideswipe blames Grimlock as they retrieve a Geiger counter to track the fleeing Decepticons. An RV pulls up outside the cave, drawing the alien-hunting Hermit, who immediately encounters Fix-It. The Minicon panics and flees, prompting Denny and Russell to spring into it. In the scrapyard, Grimlock starts a home video with Russell to keep Drift updated while he's away on a secret mission with Optimus. The footage shows Sideswipe showing off a new wax job and Fix-It examining a Cybertronian tech detector with Denny before alarms suddenly blare. Unknown attackers strike the base, and a blast knocks Bumblebee, Denny, and Russell over, ending the recording. Denny and Russell recover and are escorted by Strongarm to locate Fix-It, who narrowly avoids being crushed by falling memorabilia. Meanwhile, Bumblebee, grazed in the blast and with a disabled comlink, heads to the meet point with Grimlock and encounters Sideswipe. Sideswipe reports enemy positions above the base.